So here is my newest project this year. In late April, I filled up my GreenStalk system with soil. I made my own soil, and I made it like I do for my square foot garden mix, and that's 1/3 peat moss, 1/3 vermiculite, and 1/3 a nice blended compost. My idea was to plant out the entire GreenStalk with hot peppers and herbs, because last year I tested my GreenStalk system with one pepper plant to see how it would grow and produce. And so it did really well. I planted a yellow lemon drop hot chili pepper, and I guess I got about a quart of hot chilies out of one pocket of the GreenStalk system. So with that information and that little test, I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and plant out the whole system. So on May 6th, I went ahead and filled everything up with hot chili peppers. So I have a little bit of everything growing in here. As y'all know, every year I love to grow a container garden filled with pepper plants. I love my hot chili peppers. But I thought, well, this is only going to take up about 2.5 square feet. I can put it down here. I can easily water it. It gets a lot of sun in this area. This area is south facing. And so I filled it up with peppers. So here we go. I'll go ahead and show you some of the things that I'm growing in here. They're doing really well. I'm testing it this year with a couple of bell peppers. I want to see if I can grow a bell pepper out of one pocket. If I just get one, I'll be very happy. I feel pretty confident I'll get a lot of the little hot chilies, but I'm not real sure about the sweet big bell peppers. So I'll keep you guys updated on that one. But I just have some, like this one's called an amphoe, and it's a little French stuffing pepper. It's already got a lot of nice blooms on it. I know it's kind of hard to see the individual pepper plants because they're all just kind of growing together. Now I did have some kind of beetle damage or something. That looks like a beetle damage to me, but that's not the fault of the GreenStalk. I did lose 2 pepper plants down here, and it looked like it was something with a beetle, probably down here in the soil is what I'm thinking, because it started to attack, it attacked actually 2 of these plants down there, so I need to replace those, but I have some growing that I can replace them with. And I have a lot of jalapeno peppers down here. I have some cayenne. I think I put some habanado in here. And so just a lot of nice things. Now on the top I have basil growing. So a couple different kind of Thai basil plants. I have some Thai peppers in here too, little Thai chilies. And so far the only thing I've fed them is the little like tomato and vegetable food that I sprinkle out around my garden periodically. And that's like an organic type of food. Now up here, I'll go ahead and show you how I'm going to prune my basil. And I did a video on this, actually it was probably about 4 years ago. But basically you just want to take and pinch off your basil where you see 2 new leaves coming out. And just pinch that off. And now I can take this inside, put it in a nice salad, and there you go. So the only thing I've really been concerned about as far as growing peppers this way is once they become weighted down with peppers, they start to lean over, and then they will require some support, which can be kind of hard. So last year what I did for my tomatoes is I put a skewer in the pocket that was above the tomato plant, and I just used some twine and I just supported it that way. So I'll show you an example here of what I plan to do, especially if some of these bigger sweet bells start to fruit. I'm going to take some type of skewer, and so let me show you what I have here. So depending on the size of the plant, I might just use a wooden skewer, or I'll use in the middle here is one of those, it's a marshmallow roaster or a hot dog roaster that you can find in the camping department, like at Walmart and places like that. I think it comes 4 per pack. And then on the right I have a metal skewer. The metal, obviously those are going to be much more sturdy. And then I'll just use a little piece of twine and support my pepper plants that way. And that way I can just stick them into the pocket, and I'll go ahead and do one of the wooden ones. I'll just take it and stick it all the way right down in there. Okay, and then I can tie my twine around it, and it'll just give it a little extra support. Sometimes I do this with my container garden too, and I'll show you an example over here. Here's one. This little plant was toppling over a little bit, and you can see it's starting to fruit. Really nice peppers there, and so I just tied a little wooden skewer there, and it gave it a little extra support. So that's what I'm talking about doing with the little GreenStalk system, possibly again using metal instead of wooden. So there's an idea for support. Now this pepper plant is really big. I know it's hard to see, but right here is the stem, and it's a Park's Whopper. So this is going to be a big bell pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and put this bigger skewer or roaster right down here by it. Okay, and I'm going to tie a twine around it. So I just tied my twine right around that, and you can see it's already producing a little flowers, and they're starting to fruit up. Hopefully you can see that. And so that's what I plan to do for the bigger bell peppers. And I know that the smaller ones should do fine. I'll just have to use the little wooden or metal skewers for those. So that's what I'm going to do for support. Okay, so then off over here to the left, I have a little potato grow bag that I found in my garage. I forgot I had it, so it was early May, and I also had some potatoes sprouting in my kitchen, so I threw those in here with some extra soil that I had, and I also threw in one of my apple fingerling potatoes that I was I'd already sprouted it, so in they went. And I think I need to go ahead and tend to this a little bit. I have pretty much not paid any attention to this whatsoever, and it looks like some of the potatoes are actually seeing sunlight, so you know, you need to keep those covered up because you don't want your potatoes seeing the sunlight. And then just real quick over here I have my bigger peppers. They are already fruiting, and they have a lot of flowers on them, doing really well. I have one pepper over here that's for Kung Pao chicken, which is one of my family favorites. Hopefully I'll get something off of that. And the reason why I say that is because I bought those seeds on Amazon. I think I got 10 of them, and only one sprouted. So that was the one, and it's been struggling, so we'll just see how that goes. But the rest are mostly serranos and jalapeno peppers. And then over here I have my Meyer lemon tree, doing really well. A lot of little lemons on there. The carpenter bees always love my blooms. You can see how much destruction below here from all the carpenter bees. I like bumblebees to visit them, but I don't so much like the carpenter bees. They're a lot more rough with the blooms. And then lemongrass, and my battery's about to give out, so over here lemongrass, galangal, an allspice tree, and then a sweet bay laurel. And then over here I'm trellising my cucumbers that I grow in pots. I'm just letting them grow right up this little old greenhouse that I have used for probably about 8 years now. So it's hung in there for a lot of different purposes, and it is you know, have some beetle damage from early on, but I've been treating, and the new growth looks a lot better. So I have some blooms on there. These are both the jade seedless cucumbers. So they're doing, you know, pretty well. As long as they don't get hit with a disease, I'm pretty happy with them. But I have some more growing for backup. So that's my container garden where I like to grow all of my peppers. And one day I'll walk you guys down there to the other garden. I'm not really doing much down there anymore. It's just kind of the backup garden because it doesn't really get much sunlight. It's getting a little bit right now, but that only lasts for probably till 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon. Okay, so there you go. If you have any questions, please leave them down below the video, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Bye-bye.